Good morning guys, Mark here again and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, you love cars and DIYs, please consider subscribing and check out my playlist. Today we're just gonna have a quick video on how to adjust the tension, or basically how to replace as well the your air-con drive belt and your alternator drive belt. I'm gonna show you how and why should we replace our belts, okay, and what are the consequences for not belts and etc. Okay, so for Hyundai Eon, our engine consists of three belts. Okay, one would be timing belt, a serpentine belt, which is located inside this um, cover. And then the second belt would be our alternator drive belt, which is this one. And the third would be our aircon compressor drive belt, which is the belt right at the bottom. Okay. Now, how do we adjust the tension of those belts? For the timing belt, this one has a spring-loaded belt tensioner, which is located right about at the bottom. Okay, now, and the alternator and the aircon compressor drive belt are actually has a tensioner that's manually adjusted, which is this is for the alternator. And let me see if I can show you guys. And that one is for the aircon compressor. All right, guys. So for drive belts, the user's manual doesn't really have a specific time frame on when to replace the alternator and the aircon compressor belts. But in my opinion, or in my experience, I would suggest that you guys replace those belts around 40,000 kilometers, or about roughly 2 years. Okay, so whichever comes first, you guys should replace it. That's in my opinion. Some mechanics suggest that you guys replace it every 60 to 80,000 kilometers. I wouldn't go that far. Why? The manual says you should inspect the belts on an annual basis. Um, if you use your car, especially on a daily basis, it will wear and tear pretty fast. 40,000 is no joke. Some might say, or some mechanic might say, that your belt still looks fine. It it doesn't make any noise or squeaky noise. Yes, actually, worn out belt sometimes they produce weird noises, especially the squeaking noise. Some mechanics just adjust it, but without really checking it visually, removing the belt physically, and basically bending the belt to check for cracks. So most of the time that's the case. So it's not uh, easy to basically inspect the belt visually. You need to remove the belt itself and check for thickness. That's one issue as well. The thickness of the belt. And then if your belt snaps during a long trip, or maybe you're in traffic, if it's your alternator belt, bye bye. No, you have no choice but to tow your car, because the alternator is actually the one supplying the electricity on your whole car or on your vehicle. If it's the aircon compressor drive belt, um, say goodbye to your um, or air conditioning system. And also, good thing about Eon that the cooling system or the radiator motor is not a belt driven motor anymore. It's an electronic driven radiator motor. So you'll just use your air conditioning system. So you could still use your car on your way home. But God forbids if a belt snaps and it gets stuck in between your aircon compressor, or worse, snaps and gets stuck on the motor, then you might damage your engine or parts of your engine. So it's like the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Okay. Instead of you guys waiting for the belt to snap, I would suggest that you guys, replace it, since you have like 2 years or 40,000 kilometers to replace it, and it just costs about 400 each or maybe less. Okay. I actually replaced mine around 40,000 kilometers. It cost me around 900 bucks for two belts. I haven't replaced my timing belt yet. Um, I will be replacing it around 80,000 kilometers. Okay, so what are the signs that you have a bad belt? One would be squeaking noise. Um, Two would be poor charging or poor cooling system. If the belt is loose as well, that's also the same symptoms or sign. The air conditioning system is not cold as much as before because the belt is skipping on your aircon compressor each time it kicks in because of the tension that is being generated by the pulley. Okay, same goes with the alternator. If the belt skips, of course, your charging system will have a problem. Your voltage will drop. The accessories will have problems with your lights, etc. Okay. Um, Now, how to know when to replace it? Me, I follow my 40,000 kilometers rule, or every 2 years. It still depends on you guys or on when you guys want to replace it, but the manual says inspect your belt every year. Okay. The timing belt, it's a different scenario. The manual says, I do believe that it should be replaced every 80 to 100,000 kilometers. I wouldn't risk 100,000 kilometers. If the timing belt snaps, what would happen would be there there might be a chance that your valve will hit the deck of your piston, and that's a huge headache. And so, first thing that you need to do or to know basically is what's the right tension for your belts. Your belt should have a play of at least 1 centimeters. Um, I can't show you guys, but you can see if I move the belt, it has a play, but not too much. And this is an old school method of checking the tension. You should be able to twist the belt around 90 degrees, like that. Okay, no more than 90 degrees. So you can see I'm able to twist it 90 degrees. If you can't, then your belt is too tight. If you're able to twist it more than 90 degrees, then your belt is too loose. To be able to adjust the tension, you need to uh, loosen up the pivot bolt or the lock bolt, but this is commonly known as the pivot bolt because this one pivots the alternator. Okay, the this one changes the angle. This one is for the tension that pushes your alternator outwards or inwards depending on the tension. Okay, so just loosen this up first, and then if you want to tighten this out, just turn it clockwise. If you want to loosen up the belt, turn it counterclockwise. So same with your air compressor belt, which is located there, right there. Okay, loosen up the pivot nut bolt, and then the tension bolt. Let me just see if I can make this focus. There you go. So the size of this bolts are size 12. Okay. All right. So time to start the engine, guys, and check the belt for any noise. Let's go to the engine bay. Okay. Let's give it an extra load. Let's turn on our air conditioning system. Okay, so aircon is turned on. No unusual sound. Engine sounds good. No squeaking noise. I think we did a pretty good job. And that's how you adjust the tension of your belts. For the air compressor, I didn't do it because um, it's basically just the same thing. And you just need to remove the airbox assembly. So you should be able to reach the pivot bolt and the tension bolt of your air compressor. It's the same thing. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys find this video useful. If you do, please give it a huge thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And please feel free to share my videos for us to be able to help other car owners as well. And thank you so much for joining me on this video. See you guys on the next video. Again, this is Mark. Thank you so much for the support.